Check. It's your boy Steven Fernandez. Yo, this is the true story of BGB. For all those people who keep asking me like, man, what happened to BGB, yo? BGB, BGB. Well, this is a true story, man. The true story, black, green, blue, the true story of BGB. Here we go. My junior year in high school, me and my friend Raymond, we were listening to a lot of like heavy metal stuff, hardcore stuff, death metal type stuff. I don't know, it was real crazy. And we were like, dude, we need to start our own band. Raymond was like, dude, you have everything, man. Let's just start our own band. I was like, all right, man, cool. So we were in a band, and we just started from there, you know. It wasn't until one day where Raymond told me, he's like, hey man, I'm inviting my friend Jean over. Is it cool? Like, he plays bass and he's super funny, man. He's super cool. I was like, sure, dude, bring him over to my house.
My name's Jean Paul Vallejo, III, and I play bass for BGB.
And so we started jamming out, man, and Jean was crazy. Like, he was insane at the bass. Like, this guy could play the bass. Like, you know, people like are meant to do stuff in their life. Jean was meant to play bass. Like, he's the greatest.
I remember my friend Raymond. He invited me over to Steven's house, and they said they wanted me to make a band, a metal band, and they were just looking for people to fill in for anything really. And I had a bass, so I was the bass player.
I love it, Jean. You're the best bass player I've ever known. During school and stuff, you know, like, stuff just happens. And, you know, Raymond was kind of like, I don't know, like, we weren't as close anymore. You know, a gap started to build. But me and Jean would always hang out. Like, we had this, you know, we wanted to be BGB.
Raymond left, but I stayed for a little while longer.
So that happened, and then just stuff in school happened, and, you know, like, he, like, I don't know, we just parted ways. So he left the band. So anyway, we were on the hunt for a new singer and a drummer and another guitar player, because I'm not that good at guitar. Do you remember that? You inviting Zach and Frank to be a part of BGB?
Oh yeah. Well, because I had heard from Amanda that he was like, he wanted to hang out or something, and that he had asked Amanda to ask us.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I played lead guitar for BGB. Okay. So, back when I was a sophomore, I had a class with Jean, the bass player for Black Ear Bounty, and he approached me asking if I play guitar, and I was like, sure, yeah, I play guitar. And he talked about this band that he had with his friend Steven, who I had not met yet at the time, but I heard he was a very nice fellow. But yeah, he approached me, and then I asked him if he had a drummer, and he said no, not yet. And I invited my friend Frank, who I was already in a band with, and well, one thing led to another. We formed BGB.
Hi, my name is Frank. I'm the lead drummer for BGB, Black Ear Bounty. When I first met Zach, was in class, I think it was chemistry, and all I saw him was doodling some like random like name, and I'm like, what's that? That's my name of my band. And he didn't have a band, it was just him by himself. So I just started playing drums. I had like the starter kit, the little kid one that they had, and they started helping me out, play the drums better, beginning, starting it up, and that's how I started with them. So I started with BGB.
Well, before joining, me and my lawyer sat down with Jean, and he decided to show me some tracks. And you know, just before I decided if I wanted to join the band or not. It sounded really metal, really like early 90s, like some Aussie. Well, that wasn't my style. Like I wasn't particularly. Those weren't what I was doing at the time. So I brought more of my style to the band, and it just fused and made this really awesome music.
So they were like, "Are we in the band?" And I'm like, "For sure, man. You guys are in the band." When they joined, Zach had his style of playing guitar, and it really like it influenced me. Like it made me step up my game. Like at that time, we were listening to raw, just like riffs, like you know what I mean. Like I was a big As I Lay Dying fan. You know, they're a Christian band. Like they're metal and they're like tight sounding. But Zach and Frank started introducing me to all these new, like up and coming, like hardcore, metalcore, whatever it's called. Like it's up there, you know, like it's crazy. And then breakdowns, that's Frank introduced us to that, and it just changed everything.
Yeah, we used to play a lot of music and started the band with Zach, and then Steven wanted to change it up a bit, wanted to do some samples, and we started listening to Dr. Acula, below me, this one. And all they would play is samples and a bunch of random like as scenes from movies, and we also did one for, was it Nacho Libre? Stuff like that. But what really got us inspired was Asking Alexandria. The first album, Stand Up and Scream, was really got us into sampling and metal and all that good stuff.
So the new lineup was me on guitar, Zach on lead guitar, Frank on drums, Jean on bass, and Felix as a singer. Felix became our singer. Felix, man, he was like, you know, the Tenacious D, you know, with the Pick of Destiny. You know, he was like, oh, my voice so power. That was Felix, man. His vocals like just filled everything up. It was the best, man.
Everything was good. We had songs, we had shows, we had some good times, very good times, hanging out, making music, jamming, you know. But the way the direction of the band was growing somewhere I was growing away from.
Okay, well, one Friday evening, we went to his house and realized there was like all the amps, I think 1 or 2 amps were stolen. So we just decided to start practicing at Steven's house.
We would practice at my house. That's when we kind of left Felix's house. We would practice more at my house.
And at the time, Steven's dad was building a little stage, a little church, right? A little church. And it wasn't completely built, but it was high enough for it looked like a small stage. So that's when we started like playing, practicing there. And once I got a new car, we started going to like a bunch of shows all over the valley. They just started blowing up, and we could see some good bands, local bands. Most of the time we go to local bands. It was fun. Just all these new synthcore bands or metal bands that started playing like Asking got us inspired to start improving and making better music while playing.
And it was all great until that one show, that talent show.
That was the night I think I felt it that BGB was coming to an end, I guess. I wasn't part of the band anymore. I'm still close with everybody, but when they played at that talent show, the same talent show I did my senior year, it wasn't the same. I feel like the passion was gone. I feel like there's no more creativity. I'm not blaming it on the guys. I think everything just fell apart. Like, you can't have a complete puzzle with missing pieces.
I guess the start of the fall of BGB would have to be when Felix joined the Marines. And it killed Steven emotionally, probably physically. So yeah, not to mention the talent show.
I didn't play, I didn't go, I made up something, I don't know. And we got, who was playing the drums? Well, someone filled in for me, played the drums, and after that really just kind of went down and started not playing anymore, and then Felix left to the Marines, and Steven didn't feel like he wanted to play anymore. I always try to inspire him every time I go to his house, well, we should play again, we should do something, and he just never got interested anymore about that.
You know, I've told people in the past that BGB broke up because of the talent show, or because of Felix leaving. But the cherry inside of me was that seeing bands that we looked up to that they were also in the same genre as us, like Christian hardcore. To see them being exactly like all the other bands, like what makes you different? You know what I mean? You say you're Christian, and I started seeing that in ourselves also. Like we said we were Christian, but we weren't really like saying anything or doing anything much positive. So I saw that in myself, and I just didn't want to be a part of that. I didn't want to promote that. I wanted to be what God wanted me to be, you know what I mean? Like everything I say and do, I want to do it for God and only God. So since the beginning, BGB was a Christian band, and not just because I was in it, because that's what I felt the mission was, or the whole goal of BGB, you know what I mean? And so we lost track of that, and so I would say that's what it fell apart, or it never happened, or like it didn't go further. And if you ask me, that's the truth. You know, now I just want to, you know, glorify God in everything. In my music, what I do now, like that's all I want to do. I don't want to be the coolest band. I don't want to be the loudest band. I don't want to be the craziest band. I just want to praise God. Will BGB ever get back together? I don't know. Guess we're gonna have to wait and see.
To all my fans out there, something's coming soon, a project, you know, I'm working, got a full album out. Just want to tell y'all, be ready for that to drop next summer.
Sometimes I think we should get back together. I have no idea when, but you know, everyone's doing their own thing. Steven's going to school, working, I'm working. Everyone else, I grew up, I guess. Not a lot of people have time these days, so maybe there's a good chance. You never know.